So we're back. Put a disclaimer out there one more time. Any and all information is given to you by Forex Tech Magazine should be considered for the purposes of education and entertainment purposes only. Nothing that we share with you should be considered to be investment advice. If you're in need of seeking investment advice, suggestion to you would be to go and seek the assistance of a licensed, competent advisor. Okay, so good. Now that we got that out of the way, again, let's see if we can get this going again. So, and even if you use this particular, which is not bad either. So if you use this particular setup here, right? You got your A, you got your B, you got your C, right? And this right here is your extension. Price clearly hit the extension. All right. Boom. C becomes your A. This becomes your B. Now you're looking for your next setup. So price could truly move above this area here. Just be a little cautious when you trade this one, just because it is a resistance and you got that downward trend line coming into play. I liked it better when my extension was here, but that's just me. Don't let me stop you from doing you. Okay? It's okay, man? Stop it. What are you doing? Let's see. Stop. Yeah, so it changed a little. Anyway, so that's just to give you an idea about the Great Japanese yen. But the main takeaway from this is that it's bouncing off the fibs, pushing upward. Be cautious of the. Be very cautious. Be very, very cautious. Coming up against this downward trend line and this horizontal support / resistance line right here on your way to your target. I would say better target would be here, but once again, I definitely could put it out. So up here, just be cautious of that, right? Watch out for the pullback. Watch out for the head fake. Look at the next one. Next one is the Great Britain Pound Aussie Dollar. Let's look at this one. Here's another one that, essentially was on its way up. We was able to take our profit off of this one before it had the turnaround, which was great. But as you can see, we had a turnaround. Price closed below the A, or went below the A rather. So that lets us know that now we're in a new trending market, right? And so we're looking for the downtrend, right? And so we already completed one ABCD sequence. And so now we're looking at the second one. Essentially, this point right here was our A. This point right here was our B. This pullback was our C. And then this extension right here was our D. We hit that target. So then our C becomes our A. Our D becomes our B. This is the lowest point right there after that target was hit. And so now we're looking at some potential pullbacks. So here at our target D here. Now, one of the things that we mentioned yesterday was that we had the support resistance line here, right? And to be cautious of that, because what could happen? Price could come down, hit it, and then bounce back up, and that's exactly what it did, right? Price came down yesterday, right? Hit it, right? And then proceeded to bounce back up. So that's why you got to always be careful around these support and resistance lines. Now, that's not to say that this may not just be a temporary pullback and then price is going to proceed back down, but you have to watch it and see, right? And you want to use good risk money management with this. And so we'll look at this right here. Once again, we got a trend line in place, right? Price appears to be going up, right? So we wouldn't consider this to be a good selling opportunity until price close below this trend line, right? And then, honestly, I mean, because you got the support and price already kind of bounced in this zone, probably would put my take profit here initially in this zone, right? Take that money. And then if price proceeds to close below this support slash resistance here, right? Then that might be an opportunity to go in and target this take profit area here, right? But until that happens, I'd be more comfortable with just putting a take profit back here, right? Remember, when you're looking at fibs and all this stuff, none of this stuff is written in stone. This stuff right here is just designed to try to help you um, and I apologize, guys. It appears that we are just keep having technical difficulties um, with the software. Um, I'm so sorry. Maybe this will help a little bit here. The next thing we're going to look at is Great Britain pound, U.S. dollar. Here's another one that we looked at yesterday. Went in, we put the fibs. Looks great. As you see, we put our trend line, and I was kind of concerned because I didn't think it was enough of a pullback here. Kind of had a very shallow, extremely shallow pullback. But apparently it was good enough. Price crossed over, right? It's moving up, but I still think there's more room for this thing to pull back. So I'd be extremely cautious if you did get in. Remember, take profit then would be over here at the red, right? Because above the B, if you wanted to and you felt comfortable enough, you could put your stop loss here at that swing low. If not, you know, like I said, I always put my stop loss back over at the A, and there's a big range of pips between the A and where you're at right now. Right? Yeah, it's like 218, 214 pips. And there's 101 pips worth of profit in here. And so the question becomes, are you willing to risk 214 to get 104? Me personally, probably not. I think there's probably going to be some better trades, less volatile trades, something a little bit more sure. But, hey, if you are going to trade it, then maybe you want to trade from this position here if you feel comfortable enough as far as that swing low is being able to hold. Once again, I don't know if I really feel that comfortable with that as either. So I don't know if a live decision has to be made. One thing I always do recommend, if you can't seem to figure it out, if you can't seem to decide, just stay out of the trade. Just stay out of the trade, period. I mean, there's nothing that says you have to be in every trade, and definitely nothing that says you have to be in this trade. Sometimes the best trade that you can make is the one where you don't make one at all, and you're just sitting on the sidelines, man. Sitting on the sidelines, enjoying yourself. Because if you get in and it's not good, then you're just losing money. You're just throwing money back at the market. And trust me, the market does not need your money. The market has enough money on its own. It doesn't need to get your couple of dollars. Don't give it to it if you don't have to. All right, so let's look at the Aussie dollar and the U.S. Canadian dollar, and then we'll get out of it. Okay. So here's the Aussie dollar. And like we said before, you can see the fibs. It's completed one Fibonacci pattern, right? So now we're looking at the second one. Now our C is turned into our A, and our D is turned into our B. And now what we're looking for is that pullback to our C, because we already know where our possible D extensions are at. Now, this is kind of like how the Great Britain pound U.S. dollar was, where you had a very shallow pullback, and definitely could have got in a bot. But if we would have, which I didn't recommend we do because I felt like it was too shallow, we would have been, very disappointed here because price is now pulling back to that original, what could have been entry point, just because I felt like it didn't have enough of a pullback. Once again, these are things you want to be aware of when you're trading, so that way you're not going out. You're going to be mindful about certain things, so that way you're not going out and just making a decision based off of hope and being very idealistic. You really want to make sure that you got something in here that shows you got some momentum that's carrying over to whatever position that you're taking. That's gonna help you, perform better. Now, I think today is the second day of the TARF talks between the U.S. and China. So by the end of the day today, hopefully, we should be able to get some type of resolution, going into Wednesday, Thursday, all right, and a little bit more clarity. And then that way, I think it may be a good opportunity then to either buy or sell this pair, right? Because then it should have pulled back far enough, right? And then price should be moving over into the buy zone, or it's going to still be in the sell zone, and we'll be looking maybe shorted, down further. I don't know, but we'll see, right? So keep an eye on this right here. Hopefully by Wednesday we should know something. Okay. And the last one is the US dollar, Canadian dollar. And we have been looking at some shorts on this one right here. It's finishing up this fib pattern, right? It's A or B, potentially C. This is the B extension here. As what we want to do though is we want to make sure that, want to make sure though that we have the, if you do want to get into this trade, that you only do it when price closes below that upward trend line, right? Because remember, we're on the sell side of things. So when price closes below the upward trend line, that's an indication that we could potentially go in there and sell, right? So same thing here. It's kind of a wacky trend line. Get that out of there. I don't like the way it looks. But, let it move for a little bit, draw your trend line, and then once price closes below it, then you can look for an entry point. There's not that much meat on the bone for this trade, to be honest with you. Right now it's about 40 pips. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. You got 40 pips, and at a minimum, you're going to be risking 84 pips to get 40. It's a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, which is not something that you really want to be doing. So probably in my mindset, we'll let this thing go ahead and finish it out, let it go ahead and complete this pattern, and then wait to see what it's going to do next. If it's going to start another pattern for a downward move, or if it's going to start positioning itself to do a U-turn and push back up. All right. And if it's going to do that, that'll probably be something that starts to happen towards the end of the week or beginning of next week. Sometimes you just got to let things play out. Remember, it's not about trying to go out and force a trade. That's the worst thing you could do. The best thing you could do is to let these trades just come to you. Okay? I'm about to sign out of here. Sorry, guys, I'm getting out here early today. And one of the reasons why is because I keep getting all these notifications that we keep dropping frames, so I got to figure out what's going on. Maybe I got too many other windows open, or something's happening, or maybe just go back in and restart this. But I don't want to have bad quality video products out there where you guys are tuning in and taking the time trying to learn something, and we are just dropping the ball on you, making it difficult for you to engage. So anyway, listen, thanks for tuning in. I have fun. I'll see you back here in another 23 hours. Take care.